Greetings and welcome to the 6th grade open house for Fort McCoy School, September the 30th, 2021. My name is Mr. Brady and I'll be conducting most of this meeting with you. Here is a list of your 6th graders teachers, Mrs. Ward, Mrs. Gray, Mrs. Gonzalez, and myself, Mr. Brady, and Mrs. McCarthy are the core teachers teaching language arts, math, science, and world history. Mr. Labaugh teaches intensive math. Coach Dumas, the PE coach. Reading is taught by Mrs. Wallace or Mrs. Noel. Mrs. Heinrich is the business ed teacher. Mr. Parks is the art teacher. Miss Tucker does band and chorus, and our ESE support facilitator is Mrs. Mitsunaga. This year in social studies, your child will be learning about ancient world history. We'll go over the major ancient civilizations of the world like Mesopotamia, China, and Rome. We'll use the textbook in class, but students are also issued a consumable workbook that we pull pages from for each lesson. I expect the kids to be able to either read or follow along with me and think about what we're learning and be able to make some extended written responses. Hopefully we get a chance to illustrate what we're learning with some storyboards, maybe even get to some PowerPoint presentations later in the future. Online students who are at home for any reason for more than a couple of days, should check my Canvas course to see what I've posted there, because quite often there will be similar activities posted for students to do at home when they're at home. And here's a picture of one of our storyboards. This one was about how humans got from hunting and gathering, to the agricultural revolution. Students have to illustrate the event and then make an explanation on each illustration.
Good evening, I'm Miss McCarthy. I'm the teacher for World History Advanced, and I teach one section of Gen Ed students for World History. I'm also the gifted teacher in middle school as well as elementary. This slide is about quarter one. We've already gone through the Stone Ages and hit the agricultural revolution and the first civilization of Mesopotamia, and presently we're doing the Egyptian civilization. We learned about grapes and kind of took our time as we examined the different characteristics of civilization, which include geography, religion, achievements, politics, economics, and social structure. And by using this pattern, we will examine each of our civilizations as they come, and the students will be able to categorize these important things to better understand how these civilizations all worked and came into being. As you look at my homework, my advanced students will have homework in the textbook assigned at the beginning of the week, due either Thursday or Friday, depending on if it's an A week or a B week. And my Gen Ed students will have homework that is usually a sheet of some sort. This week it's a crossword puzzle. In this slide you see samples of student work, which include screenshots of the grapes of civilization, and the students were challenged to create the grapes of me. So they were able to examine those 5 characteristics as they pertain to their own personal lives, and you can see the quality of their work was really strong.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ms. Gonzalez. I teach Earth-Based Science. So far in the first quarter, the topics that we covered was nature of science. We did a little bit of experimental design, scientific method. Also, we have some labs that we made with M&Ms. We collect some data. And after that, we talk about Earth's structure, the Earth layers, energy transfer, and some of the spheres. Also, we covered the Earth layers lab. You can see we use different models. This time we use chocolate for the students to start making connections. And then we discover plate tectonics with some continental drift, plate boundaries, and more. You can see we have some students doing some work in action. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Welcome to 6th grade math with Mrs. Gray. In regular math this year, your child will be working on operations with decimals, dividing fractions, GCF, LCM, rates and ratios, data analysis, equations and equalities, geometry, and integers and rational numbers. If your child is in advanced math, They will work on the above 6th grade skills, as well as some 7th grade skills like 1 and 2-step equations, inequalities, and proportional relationships. Homework is given at least 2 times per week. Please make sure you check with your child that they are completing it and turning it in. It is imperative that your child know their multiplication and division facts this year. Please work with them at home so that they can be successful in class.
Mr. LeBon is the intensive math teacher. He uses the Math 180 software. And that Math 180 software has a brain arcade that uses math games that keep the students' interest in math. He has an auction every Thursday and Friday where his students bid points that they earn for prizes. Mr. LeBon does not assign homework because the students receive their homework from their regular math course. All students need to have headphones that can plug into Chromebooks. Mr. LeBon is looking forward to a great year, and he wants you to know that if your students work that Math 180 program, their math skills will increase.
Welcome to the Choir 1 Open House. In Choir 1, students with little or no choral experience develop beginning vocal technique with skills, critical thinking, and creative thinking skills, with an appreciation of music from around the world throughout time. Choir 1 students have been learning folk songs from around the world to focus on singing techniques such as posture, tone quality, intonation, pitch accuracy, rhythmic accuracy, and sight singing. We have learned songs from the rich cultures from the Congo, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Japan, Italy, Jamaica, Israel, Scotland, and England. Along with learning vocal techniques, students are encouraged to build confidence through singing alone as well as with a group. Band 1. What is Band 1? Students with little or no instrumental experience develop foundational instrumental technique, foundational music literacy, and aesthetic musical awareness throughout rehearsal, performance, and study of high-quality band literature. What have we been up to so far? Developing strategies for healthy sound production, like posture and air production, tone quality, scales, simple melodies and rhythms, along with music from Beethoven's Knives, Diary of a Grumpy Elf, and Christmas Fun.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Heinrich. I'm the business elective teacher. In our CAB 1 class, we go over the different types of business tool applications such as Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel. We talk about our safety online and business skills that are an introduction to what would be looked for in the real world situations.
Hello, I'm Miss Noel, your child's intensive reading teacher. In our class, we focus on increasing your students' skills in vocabulary and comprehension. In order to increase reading ability, students need to practice reading. Each night, Monday through Thursday, they are expected to read for 20 minutes and then write a 2-sentence minimum summary on what they read. They then turn this in on Friday. I am not concerned about the material they read. It could be a novel, graphic novel, or material needed for another class. Due to COVID-19 guidelines, your child should have their own supplies to use in the classroom, mainly pencils, pens, colored pencils, and a personal sharpener. If you have any questions regarding your child's progress in our class, please reach out to me via email, phone, or through your child's teams.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Mitsunaga, and I am the ESC Support Facilitator for 6th grade, and I go into English Language Arts, Mathematics, Science, and Social Studies and make sure that all the students receive their extra supports. I hopefully will see all of the parents at their child's individual education plan meetings. I will also be sending home individual education plan progress reports for the students every 4.5 weeks, so please make sure that you look for those. And you can reach me at 352-671-6325, which is a school number, and then at extension 52241. And I look forward to working with you and your student this school year.
Some students who have IEPs, individual education programs, are provided their instruction in a smaller class setting. Mrs. Frame teaches ELA, English Language Arts and Social Studies topics, and Mr. Loma he covers the math and science topics with these students. Their accommodations are provided to them in, like I said, a smaller class size using the standard curriculum. If you need to reach out to either Ms. Frame or Mr. Iloma, their email addresses are there on the slide, or you can call the school, or you can also find contact information for both those teachers on the school's website. Okay, that concludes our virtual open house for this year. Just as a way of conclusion, I'd like to remind all parents that students are allowed to bring clear water bottles to school and only filled with water. No energy drinks, no coffee, no frappuccinos, cappuccinos, and the like. Water fountains are no longer water fountains. They're now bottle filling stations. Also want to remind you that grades are online in the Skyward student and parent portals, and you should go there to get the best grades, not in Canvas. A lot of us that use Canvas as assignments, though you may find grades in Canvas, but there's more grades than just what's there. So always rely on Skyward for your most accurate grade information. Some of the common dress code violations we're seeing is shorts are too short. Girls are wearing shirts that don't cover their midriff when they're sitting, and some of the boys like to wear their pants way too baggy and sagging down below their waistline. If you need to contact us, you can call us at 671-6325. You can email any of the teachers from the school's website. You can see that there on the screen. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this presentation. We hope you have a great evening.